Beach Boys, you are coming to Niagara Falls this weekend for two shows.
That's
How does it
right.
feel to be back on tour?
Well, the Beach Boys are one of the hardest working bands ever in uh, in terms of touring, and we love doing our songs. We love taking them all around the world. Haven't been to Canada in a couple of years, so it'll be nice to be back. Fallsview. It's a really beautiful town. Great view of the falls, of course. That's hence Fallsview Casino.
Right.
Anyway, so we're really looking forward to this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
And this is the 50th anniversary of Endless Summer.
It is.
So
The,
what
the
can people
Endless,
expect from the show?
Endless Summer album came out in 1974, so it's the 50th anniversary. And we're actually doing probably the majority of the songs on that double album in our concert these days. Of course, add to that, we do our Pet Sounds songs, God Only Knows, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Sloop John B. We do our Good Vibrations, of course, and Kokomo,
Mm.
and many, many other songs. We have a wonderful set of songs to do, and we'll probably do an hour and a half or a little bit more than that on Saturday and Sunday night.
You mentioned Kokomo, one of my favorite songs that you wrote in particular. And I also recently found out you have um, like a spirits brand with your son
I'm
named
wearing a
after.
cap that says Kokomo Club Kokomo Spirits. Club Kokomo is something we started. It's with my wife Jacqueline and my son Brian and I. We're like the principals who started this organization. We found a guy who makes this lemongrass infused rum, and we created what I love, which is a cocoa mojito. All right. So I like a mojito. It's a rum-based drink. In fact, you can I would know nothing about tequila or vodka or gin or any of them, but I do know about rum and I do like rum-based drinks. So, well, I came up with this idea for a cocoa mojito. And so, we've been having a blast drinking that and promoting it. But we also did these rum bottles, and they've won some gold medals in this fantastic international competition which takes place in San Francisco. We've got some gold medals and for our three different rums. We have an artisanal, an aged rum, barrel aged rum, and a Tahitian vanilla flavored rum, which is delicious. So, it's um we we just loved the fact that we're able to go out and promote our songs, but also maybe settle down after the show with a nice cocoa mojito. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And on the song, it says we'll get there fast so we can take it slow, and that's how we feel about our Coca Mojito. You get there fast and take it slow with our ready to drink beverages.
I love that. There was recently on Disney Plus, Beach Boys documentary came out this summer.
That
Um, what did you think about that? How did that come together?
well, the Beach Boys, the majority of the Beach Boys um, was bought by a group called Iconic, who's headed up by Irving Azoff, who's very experienced and a very successful promoter in the music world. And so he made a deal with Disney, and they stream it on Disney Plus. The documentary is out on Disney Plus, and you know, I as a kid I would go to Disneyland in Southern California, but then turns out that Disney is a film company, and they brought us to England. We went to Abbey Road Studios and did some promotion there. we probably talked to more people to promote the documentary in more countries than we have ever done with anything. And so I think the documentary on Disney Plus is generated some some new level of interest with about the Beach Boys with all kinds of generations of people. And we have our original fans who are my age, plus or minus a year or two. And then we have their kids and their grandchildren. So we have 3 or 4 generations who like the Beach Boys songs now, which is kind of a miracle, but it's very special and it's a blessing that I get to do something that I love to do all my life, which is sing and harmonize with my cousins and my family. And here we are decades later, um, you know, enjoying the effect that our music has on so many people in so many countries all over the world.
And that was actually going to be my next question. So, as far as the lasting legacy of the Beach Boys goes, had starting in the 60s through the 70s, like the lasting, just how each generation, are you surprised by that? Or did you know, like, yeah, we made that big of an impact and it makes
Well, the songs are recorded by young guys, written and recorded by young guys for young people.
sense?
Now, the thing is, those young people are now, 50 years, 60 years later, they still like the songs they like to listen to when they're younger. But because they were written by young people for young people, I think every generation that comes along can enjoy them. And plus a lot of our songs, I think we accentuated the positive. First of all, the 4-part harmony in rock music is kind of unique. I mean, there's harmonies with a lot of people, but the 4 parts came from a combination of doo-wop and the Four Freshmen, who are a fantastic, um, very talented group of singers in the 50s and early 60s. And so we learned from them. My cousin Brian in particular could break down those harmonies in their songs, and we would spend hours structuring those harmonies and chord progressions. And those harmonies make you feel good. There's a feeling about them. And that, along with the lyrics and positivity of the music, it's a really nice combination of elements that lead to longevity
Mhm.
in terms of the popularity of these songs.
And now, last question I got for you. So, what have you been listening to lately, or I guess watching, reading, anything like that?
Well, I pretty much I'll turn on Sirius and see if they're going to play our songs out of curiosity. I'm really partial, honestly, to the 60s because that's when we first gained such notoriety. Good Vibrations was um, was number one in terms of making people feel good. There was a research done by a psychiatrist, no, a psychologist in Sheffield, England. He wanted to know what songs made people feel the best. And Good
Mhm.
Vibrations came in at number one out of bunches of songs. And our song I Get Around came in at eight, which is pretty great, two in the top 10. So, and there was a Bob Dylan, there was a Bob Marley, there was a Pink, there was an Earth, Wind, and Fire in there, but we came in at 1 and 8. But so, in other words, our music has made people feel really good. And that is a blessing. And that's a great legacy because, you know, there's been ups and downs all along in society. I remember when I was in grade school, they made us drop under our desk because the Russians were going to A-bomb us. So there's just been a whole bunch of crap going on. And of course, there's the Korean War, and then there's uh, the Vietnam War. That was no fun. There's all these terrible things going on, this integration problems and stuff. Things in society have been, and in personal, in family and community and national life have been problems. But the music has given people relief from that and taken away from that. And that's a real blessing that our music has brought so much positivity and harmony and and love into their lives.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak today. I appreciate it.
And thank you for getting the word out and for the geography lesson there from the airport to Fallsview.
No problem.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye.